This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Jack Sprague, Chad Chaffin come out of turn number 4 for the green flag to get underway with the Kroger's 250.
A lot of rubber down on the racetrack, Michael. You had 2 practice sessions for the Nextel Cup car this morning. A lot of laps put down, so these guys are seeing more rubber than they saw yesterday in happy hour.
Oh,
problems early on. Bill Lester getting spun around in the 22 in turns 3 and 4, and that creates a bottleneck as they all try to get around the 22 Toyota of Bill Lester. He keeps it moving. The caution flag flies on lap number 1.
Well, this is kind of rude here. Andy just closes in on the 22 and spins him out. First lap of the race, I know Bill was hoping for a little bit more courtesy than that. Then look at the trucks piling in there trying to figure out which way to go. You can see DW slipping through here. See if we can talk to Darrell. Hey, outside, you can see Andy here holding his own.
And it looked like a little bit of smoke coming out of the 88. That's right, Tracy Hines having some problems in the Menards 88.
Yeah, that's a lot of smoke.
Yeah, he's going to get black flagged. That's a tremendous amount of smoke. It's obviously not tire smoke.
Welcome back to Martinsville Speedway. Ken Weaver gets spun around in the 08 in turn 2, and that brings out caution number 2.
Dennis Setzer said he was very, very tight, and he was not happy with this set of tires. His crew chief, Danny Gill, said, don't worry, set 3 is what we'll put on next, and they'll be much looser. We have a big spin right now on the racetrack, and I believe this will set up our first round of pit stops.
Big spin, Ray mentioned, and a big problem for the 18 Dickies Dodge of Chad Chaffin. He got some serious body damage.
Here they are entering turn number 3. That's Andy Peter runs in the back of the 75 of David Starr. That in turn knocks him into the 18 of Chad Chaffin. Now everyone's just trying to find a way out.
Oh, and he didn't keep his brakes locked like Rick says, trying to get the thing in a position so he wouldn't lose a lap.
Look.
You can see there he's got his right front tire wrinkled, front wheel all wrinkled up.
Oh, and problems in turn 4.
Steve
Park, and it looks like Brad Keselowski in the 29.
Caution is out.
So caution 5 comes out before the close call that we're going to see of DW. And so champions battling for the lead as the restart takes place, and Ken Weaver gets spun around coming to the green flag. We'll see if he's not able to get going before the caution comes out, and that's caution 6.
Stay low, they're coming, stay low.
Yeah, they felt like they had to throw the caution flag because the leaders were bearing down into turn number 3.
Coming to the start, you see he gets spun around. He said it stuck his throttle.
He just went in the corner way harder than he was going to be able to make because the throttle hung because of his drink bottle. And unfortunately, when stopping on the backstretch to try to...
Short track racing. Dennis Setzer on the inside. Rick Crawford on the outside. That is a battle for 3rd. Caution flag flies as Tina Gordon slides up in turn number 1 and comes to a stop. And so our 7th caution comes out at lap 144.
Just over 100 laps to go. Are these guys going to pit now and say, okay, we're going to put fresh tires on? They pitted, all the guys pitted at lap 82. They've got 60 laps on their tires.
Or whether not to. Skinner was running in the 2nd or 3rd spot. He came to pit road along with several other lead lap trucks. But our leader, Jack Sprague, Dennis Setzer, Carl Edwards, Hamilton, a bunch of those guys stayed on the track.
Remember last fall, Dennis Setzer had about 40 or 50 more laps on his tires than John Wood did at this point, but man, I'd hate to think I was going to try to bite off another 20 laps or so.
Joe Armini gets spun around in the backstretch. We've seen that before. This time the caution flies.
Created a lot of smoke. I think that's why they had to throw the caution flag.
Wow, now this is what we were looking for, Phil. This gives these guys that think they needed to pit with 80 or 90 to go the chance to do so. Are they going to take advantage of it, or will they stay on the track? We didn't see Mike Skinner and those guys making a whole lot of headway cutting through the crowd.
Jack Sprague ran a 21:20 on his very last at-speed lap. His best lap of the whole day wasn't but 20:93.
Backstretch.
See Andy Houston, the 2 truck on the inside. Much like the contact with Darrell earlier, Joe just doesn't use the whole racetrack, and Andy's forced to try to get off the corner to use some racetrack. Joe was kind of crowding him a little bit. There they make some contact and just created a big smoke screen in the racetrack. I don't think anybody else had any damage, but NASCAR had to throw the caution flag because people couldn't see back there.
Take a look at what happened.
Caution.
Tyler Hamilton there's made some contact with the 50 truck of John Wood. I think he thought he had a problem anyway, and then John made some contact and the left front went down. There's Kevin Love, the 67 truck. Turned around on the racetrack over between turns 3 and 4.
Time to make the
You can hold them down.
Whoa!
Rudeman got sideways coming out of the turn. And
Caution.
another one turned sideways is Ken Weaver, and that's the 10th
Hold
caution
it up.
to come out.
Now, you don't think that goofing water bottle got loose again, do you?
I think he got rid of the goofing water bottles, so I am not sure exactly what happened there with Ken Weaver. But had a great race.
They're curving in the grass trying to get under steeply.
Dennis Setzer tried to get on the outside of David Rudeman. David came off a twin.
Oh!
Here's a great race for 12th and 13th. Andy Houston, and whoa, right in front of him. That's Dana White in the 72 getting spun around. And so caution number 11
Stop, don't go back up
comes
now.
out.
Dennis Setzer had a 1 second deficit. And he's going to be right on Rick Crawford's bumper on this restart.
Let's take a look at why we're under caution. This is caution number 11, and the 72 truck, which is on the outside here of Chad Chaffin, bringing out this flag.
Well, this number 72 truck had a problem. He slowed way down and then cut low. And Steve was just on the inside of him, really didn't have anywhere to go. Steve had just moved that 62 truck into the top 10. Just gotten around Carl Edwards and Travis Wapple, had driven up to the top 10, and then unfortunately got in an accident there. He's lost a couple of spots. Have to see if he can get them back.
That 72 truck locked up his brakes, getting into turn number 3.
Take a look at on board the 11, Darrell Walter.
Darrell had driven right up on the back of this battle for 10th. I mean, from 10th all the way back to 16th was getting...
Over the last 2 laps, Crawford has picked up 0.3 of a second on Rick Crawford. 4 laps to go, and Steve Park into the wall in turn number 2 has come to a stop, and that brings out our caution.
Oh,
Well, gentlemen, it's always green-white checkered in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and we will see that today.
I bet you Rick Crawford said, oh, no, the goofing caution's out. We don't need a goofing caution right now.
He absolutely did not want to see a caution flag. He had about a 3.
You can see there the tire's flat.
He did a great job of keeping from making real hard contact. I think he made some slight contact. There's a slight contact with the wall, but that could have been a lot of contact. As you lean on that right front tire, so much going in the corner there. When it goes out from under you,
The green flag here at Martinsville.
Dennis got a great start. He's to the inside.
he's letting Rick know he's there. Rick got off that corner. It was so critical to get off at turn 2.
Crawford putting distance between himself and Dennis Setzer as he comes by the start-finish line to see the white flag.
Darrell got spun out there over in turn 4. There he is. The caution flag is not out yet.
It won't come out. The white flag came out before that caution came out, so we will stay under green flag conditions. The checkered flag will come out. As he comes out of turn number 4, Rick Crawford is going to win the Kroger 250.
Oh, side-by-side battle for every spot in the top 10. Check it out. Big crash here at the start-finish line. I don't know what happened. Check that out. Bill Lester and Andy Petrie had a terrible crash here on the front stretch after coming to get the checker.
They were racing for position. It's being shown Bill Lester in 17th and Andy Petrie in 18th.
Wow, I'm glad to see Rick Crawford get this thing back on track, aren't you?
Big win for Rick Crawford. Gene Need, all those guys. Ray Dunlap.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.